And we are live. It is another great year of live stream on for Cribl. This is going to be just such a great year. I'm so excited. We have two of the best with us today, Breshears and Mike Dupuis from the advocacy team. We are going to talk about post CKO. And for those of us who, have not sure what we're talking about, what CKO is, we'll talk about what that is too. We're just really excited. It's kind of the kickoff for the company to, get excited, get aligned for the new year. And so we're just going to share a little bit about what's coming in the new year. We're going to talk about CribbleCon. Very excited about that. And
CribbleCon!
that's right. Things to look forward to. Just various events. So Chris, you want to kick it off?
Yeah, so company kickoff is always super special for us because we get to meet with the product engineering teams. We get to meet with everybody across the whole org, which is always fantastic. Have a lot of little hallway talks to see how everybody's doing, what's going on. This year we got to see some really, really, really cool demos. Things that include improved search speed, which is going to blow your mind. It's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive. Talked a lot about our management plane, that if folks haven't checked out workspaces yet, you really should, because it actually allows an organization, if you've got a SecOps team, DevOps team, and you want to give them access to just certain sections of your data, you can now package that up and they have their own VPCs, everything where their data is just completely siloed, which is impressive and amazing. And you put that together with that improved search speed thing that I was talking about that I can't really talk too much about. And it becomes this whole data tiering and management plane that is just mind-blowingly awesome.
Yeah, I love the improved focus on continuing to improve in our focus on analytics, giving everyone yet another way to access their data, get value from their data. I think that's really key. Mike, you got anything you want to share?
I mean, it was we're all going to say the same thing because we were all excited. But that's actually what company kickoffs are really for, right? To kind of recharge the battery, really get you going, get you hyped up for the year. I was going to ask Chris, hey, where's my access to the data, my workspace? But no, Mike, actually, that's by design. We don't actually let you touch things. Oh man.
There we go.
That's the whole thing. I'll give you a dashboard. You can have a dashboard.
Sure, you can just look at it. You don't need to search, index things, and break the systems. No, I actually think that was actually really, like you said, our improved or our continuous improvement on the things that our customers are doing, right? And even we heard from some of our customers who were actually nice enough to come and hang out with us for a week and to tell us hey, this is what you're doing great, but also this is what you should work on as well, right? So get not just our sales folks or engineering folks, but everybody at the company get to hear why, and the why and the what, right? Why are they using Cribl and what for? What do they want to drive towards, right? And just like Chris said, right, there's kind of the story that we've been talking about, the data tiering, the being able to separate the layers, right, between your ingest, your analytics, and really have that choice and the control that you need to be able to think about 2035, right? I'm sure folks that are listening to this have heard either Clint or Abby or our new CRO Pyle talk about what got us to 2025 won't get us to 2035. And these are the tools that are really going to get you to start thinking about, hey, how do I plan not just for next year, not just for that fire, but to not have these same kind of fires that I have to put on let's say on a monthly basis, and to really start making changes in my organizations and in the conversations that I'm having. So it was really nice to, it was really exciting to hear that from customers and to connect with, folks across the companies and say what did you get from that, and how are you going there? So yeah, it was awesome.
I have to ask you, Ed, as they listed up stuff that's coming up, a lot of us nerds clapped. As a fellow nerd, was there something that you could talk about that they talked about from the product team coming up that you were like, oh yeah?
I think the improved access, so not only improved access to data, but improved access to different types of data sources, I think are going to be very helpful. I think speed always matters. And I also like that we're really focused on not trying to stop you doing what you're doing, but how can we help you access the data you can't access now? For example, like everyone has it. They got a backlog. Everyone's asking for things. We can't do that. We can't afford it. We don't have resources for that. And I really appreciate how Cribl's offering solutions to get at that data that we can't afford to access now. That ability, data that's too rough, or M&A use cases that are outside our firewall, partner use cases that we can't touch for various reasons. And so Cribl's giving you just the ability to do things you just can't do right now. And so you're using the tools you have now. You're getting access to all this other data. So it just makes things easier. I think that's the real thing. And then, of course, we mentioned, improved speed access is really important. The security issue, being able with having more security around your data is very important. So it's just, I got to tell you, so much of the attraction for me when I was a customer for Cribl was just make things easier. And I think that's really important, right? Because, the people that Cribl's focused on, your data admins, your SIM admins, everything's tough. Everything's a pain. So how can we just make things a little simpler? And I think that's at the end of the day, for our core customers, that's what matters.
I mean, I loved, and I'll use a quote. This was not my own, but it was one of our customers, right? Like, I really love the fact that he was talking about building the house before different teams knew that they needed the house, and it literally aligns with and I'm sure you had that same kind of thought when you were a customer, and we're like really saying like they don't know that they need this yet, but I know that I've found a tool and a partner to be able to do this, right? With Cribl, whether it is right, like if you're not using like, or if you haven't heard about it yet, like you probably should, because you most likely have, whether it's on your team or different teams, they'd be like, yeah, I don't have license, I don't have storage, I can't pay for it now, but if you do it, make it super easy for me, I can't really say no, just from a I don't know, the planning perspective, right? Like I know I'm going to need this data down the road. I don't have a place to store it. I needed to make it easy. Why don't I just turn something on to be able to say like it's a burning fire right now, but I know that I can actually keep it in this corner, and then get a tremendous amount of value down the road with a huge. I mean, it was just super easy, right? I should say super easy. I think because if I say something easy, someone's gonna be like, "Oh, show it to me." I'm like, "Oh shit! Hey, Chris, can you help me out?" But no, it is. It's easier than I'd say most of the challenges that our practitioners have to face every day.
Yeah, just going back to, so we had one of the customers. So normally customer speaking at CKO is something you don't talk about, but we had one customer who was kind enough to talk about it on LinkedIn, how much she enjoyed joining us. And I was very early talking to her. Just kind of happened to have a meeting at RSA, and that's just just totally understood the challenges. She felt just completely stuck in what she was doing. I'm stuck with a very below average set of data tools. It's holding my team back. We can't do what we need to do. And so we started having that conversation of how can we compensate for these yes, miserable sim, without saying the name. How can we compensate for what you're having to deal with to give you what you need, more control, and give you a glide path of how to get to somewhere better. And that was something that just really stuck with her. And I just really appreciated all the kind words she had. Talk about just she felt like we can make choices, we can do something different. And so it was just really great to hear share that in front of the whole company.
I mean, you got a shout out, right? So maybe we should have like I don't know if you have the ability at like 1-800 Ed Bailey, right on this live stream, or like smash the follow button so that you can talk to Ed. Like I feel like there's nobody has ever had an experience with you where it's like, oh, I didn't learn something, or I go back to my own deployment or my own strategy and think, maybe I should take these Ed
Hey,
Bailey words and
I
put
got
it
to
in
tell
here.
you, I mean, Nicole's one of the most impressive people I've ever met. So being able to share something with her that she hadn't thought of, that surprises me. So, but I was glad, and it's just been a great partner to talk with people. It is literally the best part of the job, getting talk to teams, people like her, and just share.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's not that I want to. So it might be a little too early to talk about KerbalCon, but that is
It is
actually
never, it's
what
never,
KerbalCon is. It's never
never
too
too
early.
early. Hey, so Chris, you got a little upper respiratory going on. Can you drop down an octave? Let's give us a Barry White impression of CribbleCon.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, let's try this out right now, baby.
There you go. There you go.
And now I've got a
Okay.
cough because you made me. Now I have to cough. This is sorry, everybody.
Come on,
CribbleCon.
get
No,
the
I'm
cough right in
actually
the mic. Cough right in
yeah,
the mic. Here you go.
we just need you to cough in the just closer to the mic. No, no. CribbleCon is. I'm super excited. I know we had our company kickoff, and I don't want to overshadow the kickoff, but ultimately, um, CribbleCon is it's a, right? We'll call it the Cribble kickoff. I mean, for all of our customers, it's exactly what we just described, right? And like the conversation that you get to have either at RSA or at I don't know, Crowd Tour or Falcon, all these different conferences that we go to. I mean, around the world, like that's awesome. But then when we bring folks that use Cribble together, like the conversations that they have, the proverbial light bulbs that go off
Absolutely.
on the floor is amazing, right? Like, oh man, you do it this way. Like, oh, I never thought about this. I don't know, parent pipeline to minimize the compute they use. I mean, like all these different things that our customers come up with that they share, right? And that's I think the beauty of our community, but the beauty of the manifestation of our community in real life at CribbleCon, right? Getting those folks to present, and then they walk off stage those type, four little steps off of our sweet risers. And then they get, I don't say like that folks flock to them, but they ultimately have a bunch of folks that come and ask questions. And they're like, hey, let's take this, in the hallway so that the next presentation go on. But I have so many more questions I want to ask, or, either over a beverage or at the demos. Like you get folks that really think like, oh, I never really thought of that. I've been using Stream like this forever, but oh, my other team should be able to use this, or I've had this ticket, this backlog that's been sitting there, and then you guys actually solved it before I got to it with something different, a different feature that's going to actually change the way that we thought about doing things. And it's, I mean, I can't wait for it.
Yeah,
I mean,
sharing.
as great as CKO is, I mean, CribbleCon, let's be honest. I'm sorry for the team that put CKO together. It was great. It was awesome. But as Mike and I actually said to each other at CKO, it's no CribbleCon. I mean, it's the place. And like my favorite thing is, yes, we get to talk to the customers. We get to see that.
Right,
My favorite thing is sitting like in a lab and watching two customers talk to each
right.
other and completely deep dive on this is the data I've got, this is the data I got, how are you dealing with this? It's just it's awesome. We learn so much from it too.
For folks
Yeah,
that have actually done John or like been on John Rust office hours, little shout out to John. It's that, but on steroids, right? Like it basically is like it's not just John. It's some of our customers that are helping other customers that basically like there's like, oh man, this is how you're doing it. Oh, I never thought about this. Like it is, and it's great, right? I mean, it speaks to what Cribble has built, but also what the community has built around Cribble, right? Like you have folks that are doing things that I never thought about doing with Cribble, and sharing that and helping others, which is awesome.
so when is CribbleCon going to be?
What I say, CribbleCon is the week of October 13th. It's going to be. We're actually for folks. We were just talking about this and we call it the green room, the pre-room. There's no green room in a live stream, right? It's just us talking to
Sure.
each other on the screen. But we were talking about how our kickoff was on the East Coast, and CribbleCon is actually going to be on the East Coast this year as well. So we're going to National Harbor, so the DC area, again the week of October 13th and the 15th. There's a bunch of new things that we're adding as well, right? For folks that are looking for a little bit more instructor-led training, we actually have what we call Campus Experience powered by Cribble U this year. So that's going to be a full day of instructor-led training on the Monday of that week. The conference will take place on the Tuesday. The Wednesday, we have, I want to say, well, we almost tripled in size, or we have 3 tracks. So last year we had 1 track of content, 1 track of hands-on labs. This year we have 2 tracks of content. We'll have hands-on labs again. We'll have our capture or get your goat, sorry, capture the flag-esque Jeopardy style game. I have to really get in there. Trademark, just kidding. The sponsors will thank me later. I'm kidding. But yeah, we're bringing all the good stuff back, trying to minimize on the maybe the stuff that wasn't as good, and really deliver the experience we're looking for.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Hey, yeah, for everyone, if you're interested in giving a talk, so look on the CribbleCon page that's off the main website. There's a place. So and also talk to your sales rep, reach out to the community. We want to get everyone involved who wants to be involved.
Yeah, cribl.io/CriblCon will get you there. Our registration is going to be live very soon. Literally, I think today I was testing a few things here and there, so it might actually go out. I mean, it's going to be by the time my words are hitting the wire, I should say. We're going to have a site as well, but our call for speakers is open, and we do things slightly different here as well, right? If our call for speakers, our submissions process is super small. We just ask you a few questions about what the topic you want to cover. And if you don't know the topic, but you really want to talk, you want to share something, submit, reach out to us. We're in the community. We will help you through the process. We'll help you, I don't know, sharpen the topic. We'll help you develop the slides, develop the talk. So it is something different. We have a bunch of hands on deck to be able to help, and we want customers to be able to share their stories. So don't be shy. Submit. If it doesn't make it to CribbleCon, there's so many other places that we can have conversations. Of this live stream as well. We've actually had a few folks that submitted that ended up on the live stream, and they got to have the conversation with Ed without having to dial 1-800-8-BELLY. We should really get
There
that.
you go.
I feel like now
Really should get that number
like
now.
I'm Jimenez. This is Bearable. It's like somebody else is going to get
That's
a
a
bunch
very
of calls.
special number that only my wife has right now. So,
Ed, no. So how did you get this number? Yeah, if you
yeah,
have, I mean, all that to say,
Yeah.
if you have a topic, if you want to share, reach out, cribl.io/CribbleCon, or find me, Ed, Chris, Emily Archer from our team on in the community, and we would be more than happy to have a conversation with you, help you through the process. I mean, it doesn't have, we just like to talk. I like to talk.
exactly. Yeah, don't feel like you're by yourself. I know what it's like, first do public speaking. It's kind of terrifying. And so we'll help you with your deck. We'll just try to make it as easy and as comfortable as possible.
Yeah, and we can also pair you up with someone if need be. So it's great. Let's do it.
Yeah, we're not going to throw you to the wolves. So anything else y'all want to wrap up with? I am so excited. I thought the company kickoff was great. We were all together. Being a remote first company, having us all together doesn't happen very often. So you get to see people in person, and get to chat, get to hang out, get excited about the coming year. And then, as always, CribbleCon.
CribbleCon! No, I mean, I think you'll see us in plenty of places this year. I can't wait to see a bunch of customers. I mean, we get like Chris said, kickoff is awesome, but it's also a lot of Cribl folks, Criblanians. So I'm very excited for the year and being able to go out, talk to a bunch of customers, talk to a bunch of prospects, folks that have questions about us, and really learn what they're doing, right? What they're looking to do, how they're using our products, how they're using some of the new features of our products, right? Making it easier, like we talked about it. Just our CribbleCon submission process is easy. Using our products is becoming easier and easier as we go along. I mean, there's just, I think this year is going to be awesome for us and most importantly for our customers.
That's right. I mean, it's a focus on the people that matter, our community, our people. All right. We'll look forward to. Hey, we're gonna have to do this again soon. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you for coming on the live stream.
Thanks, Ed.